Welcome to Keiser Voices, the story of success, brought to you by Keiser University Graduate School, here where the academic world meets personal triumph. Join us today as we dive into the captivating tales of success.
Hi, hello, and welcome. My name is Donald Desormoux. I am one of the deans with the Graduate School for Keiser University. And today I'm going to be talking with you a little bit about mindfulness and how we could come up with some daily practices for our lives and some self-practices that may be helpful for us all, as it's an important topic for everybody to be able to learn about. And if you're not practicing, hopefully some of these tips will be supportive for you. I've been in higher education for a long time now. Started working in the early 2000s, and I'm now serving as one of the deans for Keiser University Graduate School, overseeing the accounting, business, criminal justice, homeland security, the health science program, as well as fintech. So I'm excited to be here today, and hopefully I'll be able to provide you with some information that will be great. So how would you define mindful living? I know it means something different to a lot of different people. Some of us are looking for ways to focus on our well-being, and that may look different for many of us. But if you've heard of the phrase practice a sense of mindfulness, you know that you can kind of go forth your day with purpose and mindful living, positive, love, caring, things of that nature. So it might look different for all of us, but what you can start to build for yourself is that cultural awareness of overall presence in the moment. So if you can fully engage in your thoughts, your feeling, and really try to experience using all of your senses that you have, you can spark a moment to really have a connection of true openness. And so if you can do that, you have an opportunity to appreciate and focus on the simple pleasures that we really have in our daily lives. Some explore mindfulness meditations. That's very common for a lot of people to do. Focus on their actions or their thoughts, how they react to emotions, right? Instead of responding emotionally, take a minute to breathe, relax, and then reflect before you respond. It's important for us to focus on our well-being because it can help us with daily routines, overall stress reduction, things of that nature that can be supportive. So if you can create a kind of foundation of kindness for yourself and others, you'll start to get a deeper connection with certain sensations and the overall environment around us. Mindfulness practices that I recommend for like a positive note would be spending a few times trying to visualize a positive and successful day. Imagine yourself overcoming challenges and achieving your goals. So creating those short-term and long-term goals and being able to celebrate the small wins, break those goals down into smaller parts so you can focus and really visualize the success for yourself. And when your mind is buzzing or you have a lot of thoughts, going on in your head and you feel like you're getting overwhelmed, channel that to a journal. Maybe write those things down, put it on paper, take your pen or your pencil and your pad and just try to jot a few things down and prioritize that, and take a moment to then also on the same paper write a few things that you're grateful for at the same time, as you're directing your attention to some positive things in your life, and then fostering a profound sense of appreciation for what it is that you're doing, what you have, and how that may work for you. It provides some clarity and also allows you to revisit and then prioritize those tasks that may have you worried. So if you can turn journaling into a powerful tool, it can help you cultivate your passion for mindfulness in a safe and reflective manner for yourself. It gives you the ability to kind of move forward in a positive direction and revisit things. A lot of people say they're just really busy, right? I'm too busy to take time. I don't have the time in my schedule to meditate or exercise or have a hobby. I'm constantly working or taking care of my family. And so those things are a challenge for me. Well, I would say that you definitely should begin your day by incorporating some type of mindful habits for yourself, because self-care is important. So if you can wake up early in the morning, or whatever time you do wake up, before you're getting out of bed, engage in maybe some calming breathing exercises. Possibly try to prioritize what that self-care may look like for you into your daily routine, because we all have a routine of some sort. And so it's just a matter of trying to fit things in there. So when you sit down to maybe get your first meal of the day, or you sip your morning beverage, take a moment to really just reflect and savor that experience, right? Understand the flavors that you're eating, or the sensation of the beverage that you're drinking. So those little things, appreciate what's there and explore that with your senses. So using all the senses you have, instead of rushing through your nourishment for the day and getting going, try to get some patience there. Try not to rush through that, and try to enjoy what that feels like, and what the breakfast may smell like. Using all your senses to explore that, it just provides a way to kind of wake up your mind and move things in the right direction. Practicing mindfulness, does help with relationships with others and communication. So it's important to note that mindfulness is a skill that requires regular practice, right? It's not something that we can always just pick up. It does take time to develop the skills and cultivate that mindfulness ability for yourself. So you can elevate your communication and foster a deep sense of empathy when you practice that. The intentional practice, contributes to more patience and acceptance. So with regular practice, you can naturally really improve the quality of your interactions and relationships with others. It's really a powerful tool that allows you to reduce stress, be positive, and be a supportive person in general. And so if you're in the work environment and you're in your career and you're wondering, if you own your own business, how do I get my employees, or how do people get productive to focus on some of these things at work? Well, there's a lot of ways that we can all promote that type of culture, right? What could be presentable to us, and every culture and every company has different values and different things within the organization. But you could provide mindfulness training sessions or workshops, little in-services for employees, maybe once a month for them to have something. Starting small and getting something going, you could see what that turnout would be like for the organization. Is it something that people would take advantage of? Whether it's a meditation or deep breathing exercises or a stress reduction class, there's all sorts of mindful techniques that could be supportive for employees to be able to engage in. The most important thing is really setting those realistic expectations for everybody to manage their stress and their goals and being focused at work. So realistic expectations for what is designated for everybody is good. If you can provide different quiet spaces within the work environment where employees can go to relax or meditate or have a time for a 5 or 10 minute break where it's quiet time, and if that's something that works for somebody, it's a great place to go and kind of recharge throughout the day. Even if they can go out for a short walk, right, around the building or something like that, or maybe there's a food truck that comes to the organization or somewhere like that. But any type of way where they can get out and maybe do stretching exercises, any type of quick mindfulness exercises that individuals have, if you provide opportunities for that at work for the employees, it can really help them stay engaged and refresh their mind and continue practicing what works for them. But most important, you want to foster a culture of gratitude by encouraging, employees to express and acknowledge everyone for their strengths. It's important that everybody has a contribution, and for everybody to recognize everybody's piece of the puzzle they bring to the table. So by integrating mindfulness practices into the workplace, you can kind of create that environment that supports both hard work and well-being. It helps to create a culture that encourages participation and acceptance. So that's really important for a lot of individuals to feel accepted and that they're valued within their work. Some mindfulness techniques that I would say could help with maybe negative thoughts or emotions is to just stop for a second and instead of focusing on maybe what you have to do, go with what you get to do. So we can focus on what we get to do, not what we have to do. We can see our life and our work as a gift and not really an obligation. Every minute of our journey might not be easy, but our attitude, can help us appreciate and celebrate the small wins along the way of our journey, whatever that journey may be for you. Taking an opportunity to break things down for yourself and remember what you actually get to do for the day. And so many of us, maybe not have those same circumstances. So a lot of us have daily routines or things that we have to do, and we see it as a chore, an obligation. And some individuals aren't even able to do that. So if you can focus for yourself more positive from that negative contribution and just say, all right, well, I get to do this today. I get to get up and go to work. I get to go ahead and, make this dinner for my family tonight, instead of I have to do, right? So kind of changing your mindset is a great way to shift some of those negative thoughts that may be exploring or overwhelming you. I would say that there's many personal stories and experiences that I have with mindfulness that have impacted my life to say, but I would say that, everybody has to find their way, right? So I can share that we all must find our purpose, right? Must find our purpose, our passion. Overnight success, I believe, is overrated. Anything worthwhile takes time to build, whatever that may be for yourself. And you have to let your experiences provide encouragement to really learn and refine what makes you great. Because we all have trial and error sometimes, and it takes time to really build meaningful relationships. So I would say surround yourself with individuals that create that balance in your life where you have those meaningful relationships. We all have a lot of friends maybe, or do we have acquaintances? So understanding who's there for you, who's by your side, what does that support network look like for you, who's your safety net, and surround yourself with people who will support you. Stay positive, grow every day in the journey we have in life, because we all are going to experience ups and downs. So if you can practice self-care and mindfulness, it gives you time to appreciate all the facts of life, all the things that are around us today. And so that's something that just I've learned over time, that you just have to be more positive in certain situations. Look for that silver lining in every little challenge, and you can work on ways to overcome. For someone that may be new to mindfulness, there's obviously a lot of steps you can do. There's lots of things that you can incorporate into your daily life or your routine. I would say if you're struggling or anything like that, and it's hard for you to find the time or to figure out where you want to start, just start and take your time to find your path. It's going to be unique for everybody. Start small, maybe 5 minutes every other day. As you build on your senses and you find ways that you're comfortable in your environment, start to then add additional structures of ways to relax and refresh. Most importantly, be patient, positive, and consistent. If you can do those things, good things will develop for you and your mindfulness activities and exercises that you would like to try and build on. If you still find that it's hard, just know that there are many ways to start. If you have trouble trying to meditate or exercise, you can start with many different things that are out there and figure out what works for you. I know individuals that, love to do flotation therapy. You can float effortlessly on top of water in your own little chamber and relax to calming music. There's flotation places that are open for therapy. There's places like that specialize in that saltwater therapy and just allows you to kind of float in water. Many people take baths and spas and do those things, so finding your niche for ways that you can kind of relax and recharge will be good. Those of you that are athletes out there and maybe you play sports or you do a lot of activities and running, I would say whole body cryotherapy is a great way to target and recharge your body. Red light therapy or compression therapy really helps you kind of rejuvenate your muscles and everything that you have. That type of cold therapy is really good, and the red light therapy is also having a lot of ways it's connecting. And those are also times where you can practice mindfulness while you're doing some of those activities that are important for you. So we all have many ways to find self-care and balance for ourselves, but the point is to find that good routine for you. I'll say this as well. Are you a carrot, an egg, or a coffee bean? Let's say there's 3 pots of hot water. What's going to happen to each one of these things if we put them in the hot water? Right, so the carrots, they probably get soft, mushy. The egg gets hard, and it boils. The coffee bean will transform. It'll elevate. It'll change its surroundings. It'll adapt to everything around. So each one responds a little differently to the hot water. And so when times are tough, how can you elevate to that next level? So remember to be patient and open to the process. Every day we have is a choice. So make your choice count for the things that are important to you, and value some opportunity to practice mindfulness techniques and see what works for you. I hope you enjoyed this little talk today about some helpful tips so we can engage in self-practice and mindfulness techniques that are supportive for each one of us. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for journeying with us today on Keiser Voices, the story of success. As we close this chapter, remember, every story has its next page.